Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
A year ago, we talked about the introduction of HDMI 1.4 right here at Unveiled with our next guest. He's here to tell us where technology is headed in terms of HDMI further into tomorrow. He's the president of HDMI Licensing, Steve Venuti. Steve, welcome back. How are you, sir?
I am great. Thank you, Dave, for having me.
It's a pleasure. Always different things, fun things to talk about. And, of course, what's the latest? Has HDMI 1.4 lived up to the expectations we talked about last year?
Well, it absolutely has. I think what we all saw in 2010 was the launch of 3D in a massive way.
Yeah.
HDMI 1.4 was the standard that really defined the way data would move from one device to another. So 3D is incredibly popular. We see it in all the devices. We also introduced an audio return channel that lets audio come back over the HDMI channel from a TV back to an AV receiver. That also is being deployed. One of the most interesting is we launched an automotive connection system so that automobiles could be wired with HDMI internally, embedded wiring. And we had our first automobile launched for sale, the 2011 Honda Odyssey, which you can buy now. Completely wired with HDMI, has an HDMI port that you can access so your kids can watch whatever on the video camera, or maybe they can play video games, I don't know.
The Honda Odyssey is HDMI wired.
It's HDMI enabled, it's wired with HDMI.
I love it. Did you ever think that that would be happening with HDMI?
I can honestly say no. We never conceived that HDMI would be used so widely and in such diverse product categories like the automobile. Another thing we did was launch the micro connector, a very small connector, 19 pins in a very small package. We see that on cell phones today.
Oh, yeah. Got it on several of my Android devices and love it because it is literally that easy to plug now right to the HDMI port on the television and watch full high-def video taken from these devices.
And that's another device that we never imagined would be such a popular and going to increasingly popular source for HD content.
Wow. So between cell phones, cars now, and certainly we now expect to see more of them, other manufacturers, not just Honda, are going to be doing things. Why not? Because you've got all of our entertainment available, and we're wanting it in our vehicles. We're wanting it on the go on our smartphones. We're hopefully not going to forget to keep it on our televisions at home.
No, that's the basis. That's where we see everything. So you're going to have it on your television. I'll tell you another area, very funny. Some of our recent licensees work in the airline business. So they're like a car.
Oh.
You want HD entertainment. What are you going to wire with?
Exactly. And it's about time, too, because we're so spoiled with HD everywhere else, and then we take these long flights, and even if we have bigger monitors, that's wonderful, but it's still not high def.
Maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get away with that. Well, what's next, then, for HDMI, Steve? Where are we headed into tomorrow?
Well, I am never at liberty to give the secrets of what the HDMI consortium is working on.
I won't tell anyone. Just whisper.
Of course you won't. I'll just whisper in this microphone. But the truth is, we're looking at a few things. Nothing has been promised. Nothing has been on paper. We're just now looking. But we look at a world where these devices are no longer point-to-point connected. They're developed connected in a different way. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, we always look at more bandwidth. Bandwidth never goes down. It always goes up. We'll look for maybe power over HDMI. These are the kinds of things we're looking at.
Unbelievable. Well, you're always fun to have on because there's so many cool things going on in the world of HDMI. And as we've learned, it's a whole lot more than just our home theater or our living room television.
You're absolutely right.
HDMI.org for lots more information. Of course, we'll link you there as well when you hit us up at intotomorrow.com. Steve, thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.